What is up? What is going on, everybody? I hate baseball. I just want to get that out of the way. Hate it. Hate every sport. Somehow I watch them, and they continue to just kick me in the butt every single year. Outside of a little bit last year for baseball, and then 2013 for football, they just keep. I don't know why I watch. I wish I could just read books every day. No. Welcome back to Jay's Try End podcast for the Postgame show. Before I get started, if you could hit the sub button, please hit the like button if you're enjoying my postgame recaps. The likes really help. It gets it out to more people. So just kind of helps spread the video. So I'd really appreciate it if you enjoy me. Even if you don't just want to help my channel out, I would truly appreciate it. Back-to-back extra innings losses for the Mariners. This game frustrated me. I'm not going to lie. I'm been really calm and fair for the first 10 games. And the season's not over or anything like that. I'm not going doom and gloom. But this loss really frustrated me. There were so many things today that this team, they lose 3-2 in 10 innings to the Cubs. Mariners fall 4-7 on the year. I mean, just everything about this game annoyed me to no end in this one. A super frustrating loss for the Mariners. Their inability to hit Drew Smyly was frustrating. And Smyly was good. His curveball was really sharp tonight. I'm not taking away from him at all. He pitched really well. He wasn't going to run an 11 ERA all season, so you knew that was going to regress back a little bit. But the Mariners just did not have any good at-bats, didn't put any pressure on, and they finally did. They got the run, the sac fly, and then you've got Sam Haggerty swinging 3-0 in the fourth inning, which was bizarre. Then in the fourth inning, you've got, you get the lead, then right back out, the Mariners give it away. I'm not going to get on Luis Castillo at all. He was really good again. But I think there was a walk to Hosmer, and I think there was a stolen base, and the ball was thrown away. Blue hits, walks, just annoying stuff. Mariners give the lead right back. Bullpen does a nice job, both teams. Going to the ninth inning, Jared Kelenic, which probably my one positive for today, outside of Castillo, was Jared Kelenic. Solo home run ties it up in the ninth. Good to see from Kelenic. 1 for 2 today with that home run. Trying to pull his season totals up now. Hitting 300, 844 OPS. So a really nice start for Jared Kelenic. That was awesome. That ball was crushed to right field. Then some more mistakes. Colton Wong has a hit. Good for Colton Wong. He was 2 for 2 today, replacing Sam Haggerty. So that's good to see. But then they get to 2 outs and Cooper Hummel's up. And I get having Colton Wong try and steal there. I do. You want to get that run there. Get that 1-run lead going to the ninth, and Seawald can lock it down. But by doing that, what you also do now is going to the 10th. Now you have Cal Raleigh running at second base, and you have Cooper Hummel batting. So you've now pushed Julio further down in the order and everything. So I think that's a spot where I don't send him, and I say, worst case, I've got a fast runner and Hummel to start the 10th, and I've got, JP, Julio, and Ty coming up. I apologize. My thoughts are all over the place on this game. It was one of those. So Seawald does a nice job by ninth. Bullpen did a real nice job. Justin Topa, another shutout inning. Gabe Spire looks really good. He's definitely going to stick on this team. Paul Seawald comes back, has a nice inning. So we get to the top of the 10th, and Cooper Hummel works a nice walk. Nice game for Cooper Hummel, actually. 1 for 3 with a walk. Him and Jared Kelenic, probably the two real positives today that I would point to. Nice at-bat for Hummel, and he starts it off well. Now you've got first and second with JP, Julio, and Ty coming up. I don't love JP trying to bunt. They have JP Crawford try to bunt, and here's the reason I don't really like it. It then puts runners at second and third with 1 out. They're going to walk Julio, and you would have ended up in the same spot that what happened. You have Ty France, who's a double play candidate, a good hitter. I mean, you're not against putting the bases loaded for Ty. And Gino. So you've got 2 double play candidates, 2 swing and miss. I guess Ty's not really, but, and 2 guys that struggled in this situation yesterday. I'm not against loading the base for Ty France. I'm not. I don't think the bunt is the stupidest thing ever there to do. But I'm just against it. JP, he does work pretty good at bats. He's usually pretty good at taking that ball for when you've got Julio on deck. And the pitcher, who was it that was pitching? It was Thompson, had just walked Cooper Hummel. I think you'll let JP try and work that at bat. And then hopefully worst case is, he moves him over. And if you trust JP and Ty France, you don't need to move the runners over for them, right? You know what I mean? So I didn't like having JP bunt. Now, with that said, JP still got to get that bunt down. So, like, I don't like the decision, but JP still needs to execute there. He doesn't. It ends up not really mattering because Julio ends up walking, and so he loaded the base for Ty France. Same thing yesterday, I think in the 10th inning. It might have been the 11th. I don't know if it was the 10th or 11th, but bases loaded, Ty France and Julio, and the same thing. Ty France strikes out, and I think Gino struck out yesterday, but Gino grounds out and ends the inning. And against a bullpen, listen, I was kind of sympathetic yesterday. The Guardians have a pretty good bullpen. The Mariners actually scored on their bullpen in the extra innings. Just the Mariners bullpen was blowing it. Mariners should have been able to get a run off Keegan Thompson. They should have. I'm not trying to be, again, harsh. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, they should have been able to get a run. He wasn't very sharp. Walked Cooper Hummel. Walked Julio. There's no reason the Mariners couldn't have manufactured a run there. Now, that one run might not have been enough, but there's no reason they should have walked away with their zero. With zero. Ty France and Gino, I'm calling them out. They have to be better in that situation. They are off to great starts this year. I'm not talking about oh my gosh, get them out of there. Ty's off to a nice start. He's hitting 313. Gino's hitting 326. Both of them reach base today. I'm not knocking them, but your best players, sometimes they need to be held more accountable than other guys. I've said it in certain football situations where, the guy you pay big money to, sometimes he's just got to be better than the rookie. And you can say, well, they both did this or they didn't. I hold Ty France and Gino to higher standards than I do Cooper Hummel, than I do, Tommy LaStella. So, and as veterans, they have to come through there. I hold them to higher standards. They failed. They failed yesterday, and they did it again today. That can't happen. They have got to find a way to get the runs in. They will. This isn't, I don't think they're going to be bad or anything. I think eventually they will get those runs in, but they need to execute in those situations. And they didn't. And then there was another, and just more fundamental issues. JP not getting the bunt down. Tom Murphy had a pickoff that went 50 feet to the right and allowed a runner to get to third. Cooper Hummel had a leadoff double in the 8th inning. And then JP hits a grounder that Hummel should have stayed at second, and he goes to third, and they get him out. Now, it ended up not mattering because Julio walked, so you would have, no matter what, it would have been first and second, or one out. So it ended up not really mattering, but it's still a base running error. So those two. And then let's get to what happened in the bottom of the 10th. Matt Brash, the pitcher, was fine in this game. He was throwing strikes. Matt Brash looked better tonight than he did last night. The problem is Matt Brash, the fielder, couldn't make a play. Nick Madrigal was a pinch runner at second. Brash has him on picks him off, has him on easy pickoff, and a horrible throw just a terrible throw to Gino, which, okay, first of all, Root Sports couldn't even show the play, which was super annoying because he couldn't even see it happen. I just assumed they had him. And he throws it completely wide of Gino on a little lollipop throw, and the runner's safe by a mile. Should have been an easy pickoff, not even, a debate that they would have had him, and allows the runner to get to third with nobody out. And in that case, you have to strike guys out. Does strike out Tucker Barnhart, and Nico Horner, who's tougher to strike out, got the bat on the ball. The Mariners are getting BABIP to death this year to start it. They have just been giving up bloopers and bleeders all game. Nico Horner puts the bat on the ball. It's what he does well, and it leads to a single and game's over. Now, maybe Horner, that with the runner at second, that still would have won the game, but you're also pitching differently if you're Brash with a runner at second and one out. He's 100% going for the strikeout. He's trying to get him to chase an outside slider, and Horner just puts the bat on it and gets the run in there. And the Cubs win, and the Mariners, for the second night in a row, I don't want to say last night, yesterday they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. They didn't really do that today necessarily, but, certainly this would have been a game that if the Mariners won, the Cubs would be sitting there going, man, we should have had that one. And I thought the Mariners were going to pull this one out. I had it already. I was going to, yesterday in my post game, one thing I said was at the end of it, these things even out. Yesterday's loss evens out. And this would have been it. I would have been right away, the Mariners get one today that they blew yesterday, and they will even out. But instead, they end up dropping another close one. And, they're 0-3 in extra innings, and they're 1-4 in one-run games where this team has really succeeded. I've talked about in past videos that, success in one-run games, a lot of people, it's just oh, well, the Mariners have all that success because they have a great bullpen, and that's part of it. But you can have good bullpens and not have success in one-run games. It can be fluky stuff. There were some bloopers today, like, that cost the Mariners. And I'm not saying the Mariners don't get their own share of bloopers that they get for hits, but you know, it's not all about just bad bullpen versus good bullpens. I think the Mariners have a better bullpen than the Cubs. We'll see. Maybe they don't. I don't know, but they would appear to. And another one-run loss, unfortunately. And it's a shame because Luis Castillo versus Drew Smyly is a game you feel like you should win. Now you've got Chris Flexen going, who nothing against Flex, but you got to hope he gets a W. And you've got Logan Gilbert going against Marcus Stroman. So now you've got a couple tougher pitching matchups here that you need to find a way to win here. The Mariners are now 2-2 on the road trip, so a good start with the Friday and Saturday wins in Cleveland. Right undone with the last 2 days. Still a chance to win this series. Still a chance for winning road trips. So again, it's not time to hit a panic button. I don't want my frustration in this video to make people think I'm talking about hitting the panic button. I'm not. It's 11 games. Everyone should still take a deep breath. I mean, truthfully, the Mariners are 4-7 with a even run differential. They've played very 500-ish ball to start this season. And if you can go through April, May, 500, and then hit your stride June, July, you're going to be fine, especially with the extra wild card in there now. So I'm not worried. But, at the same time, you don't want to dig yourself a hole. You don't want to go back 4-9. You know what I mean? You don't want to start getting 4, 5, 6 games under here. I still wouldn't say it's over or anything like that, but you certainly want to get some W's here and start feeling good about yourselves here. It looked like they were doing that, and it's just a shame because they're 1 out away from yesterday being back to 500. Today could have been a win, and it's kind of cliche, but these were the type of games they won last year. You know what I mean? And so far this year, they haven't pulled them out. They're a pitch or two or a ball dropping in away from being 6-5. So it's certainly not the end of the world, but, it just does stink to lose these games. And this one was frustrating, like I said. And like, even, like I said, the start against Drew Smyly where they didn't do too well. And again, I'm not taking away that Smyly was good. His curveball was really sharp and a lot of bite to it. But like last week when the Mariners lost to Shohei Ohtani, I was pretty calm because I thought they did a pretty good job. I thought they battled him pretty well. They worked deep into counts. Ohtani is just that good. He's going to get you out. Like the Mariners did a nice job to just almost get him out after 4 or 5. Like you should hit Drew Smyly, and he's going to have good starts, and he had a good year last year. So I mean, it's not that easy to just say, well, hit this pitcher, but they should be able to do more against Drew Smyly. That one's frustrating there. So just bad fundamentals. Like I said, Haggerty swinging 3-0 I thought was dumb. You've got the bad throw by Murph on the stolen base attempt. You've got Brash making a weak throw on the pickoff. You've got bad base running by Cooper Hummel. Now, again, all these things may not have ended up mattering. The Cubs might have still won even if Brash doesn't get that pickoff play. But, I mean, it's just, it was right there for them. And listen, these guys are trying. It's just, it happens, unfortunately. So it's not a lack of effort or anything like that. It's just something that happens. So, unfortunate loss for the Mariners here today. They dropped to 4-7. Hopefully they can bounce back tomorrow. All it takes is a win. Winning heals a lot of wounds. I wouldn't say this team has any wounds yet. They're just losing some close games, but the fundamentals need to get a little bit better, and then hopefully they can, break out and have a big win here. So hopefully they can get that done tomorrow. Still got a chance to win the series. And listen, you win this series, you have to do winning 2 in a row. Not going to be easy. And they did win the series in Cleveland, so still have a chance for a really successful road trip here. So nobody hit the panic button yet, but I think we can all agree a frustrating loss. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Go M's. Peace.